Yeah, good for you. Hey everybody, welcome to the Lesser Saints of Discord, your one and only pre-show to the Late Night Saints. I'm Gables. Rimshee and Addy are here too, I guess. Episode 93, episode 100 is coming up. So, I don't know, nobody's watching. So, Addy, you have any suggestions for the 100th episode?
Be a show people want to watch.
Why would we do that? We've got a bad thing going here.
Yeah, well.
Besides, how would we do that?
I got a real big fish stuck in my head. You know we got a bad thing going and I don't want to see it.
People show up like 10 to 15 minutes in. That's why we do the science articles first.
Yeah, get all the boring school shit out. Who wants to go to school on the internet? Come on.
I do.
How do you think I learned so much?
Yeah.
I'm a smart boy.
Even private school doesn't help you out like this.
Wasn't there a thing like a couple of years ago where like the first online institute or whatever you could go to was like DeVry, right? And like, wasn't it a fucking scam or some shit? Like the accreditations don't really count for anything or something like that.
They
were defrauding.
No, they were accredited. What happened there was they were giving people degrees in certain things that they weren't qualified to give degrees in, but they did have certain degree programs that they were qualified to give actual accredited degrees in. It was a weird situation.
Cool.
Yeah. Now Trump University, that was a scam.
I would love to see someone like walk into like any kind of like serious industry with that at like the top of their education part on their CV or their resume or whatever. Be like, yeah, I graduated Trump University. Did you now?
I love that. You know, when that was going on, and if I knew what I know now, I would have totally gone to Trump University.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'll tell you one thing. If you tried to get hired at my company with that on your resume as like your top, like your latest,
I'd hire you.
Form of education, you would be my diversity hire. They're like, there we go. There's the tax break for hiring the mentally handicapped. Yeah, check that one right off. Door greeter, you are. Welcome to the team.
Yeah, well,
all right,
it's more like if I knew I was going to. It's more like if I knew I was going to start doing like a stand-up comedy like I'm doing now, I would have done it just for the bit.
There's a lot of shit you do just for the bit. You do it just for the tip.
Yeah, I was
too.
talking.
Oh,
yeah, I was talking to Nick on Wednesday about how I might just legally change my name to James.
All right, I don't know if that's because of me, or if that's I know it started because of Sophane, right? And then I just
and then you propagated it and started putting it elsewhere. Yeah.
If I have, like, that would be my like greatest achievement in life. If I ran a meme so hard into the ground that the person it's centered on just gave up and changed their fucking name. That would be my life's greatest fucking achievement. I would put that on my resume. I made somebody change their name because I was really annoying about it.
Addy, when's your birthday?
May 23rd.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell you how.
Some money together by then. I can afford the court costs at that point.
No.
Guess what I'm getting you for your birthday?
That would literally be the greatest birthday gift anyone's ever gotten me. But legit, if it's going to affect your life in any real way, don't do it just for the meme. It's not worth it. But
I don't see how it would affect my life in any way, shape, or form.
I
might be a little frustrated because I'm going by a different name.
Yeah, I don't
But I mean,
know how it goes in your state, but here in New York State, you have to contact anything that has your name attached to it for financial transactions. So like you've got to call your internet provider, you've got to contact your um, electricity provider. Uh, anyone that you pay money to on a monthly basis has to know, and they need it in like triplicate and all kinds of shit. Um, so like for like a month, it'll be a massive pain in the ass if it's anything like it is here in New York.
yeah, but I would, or like I would have to do that too. I think that's a federal thing,
Hmm.
not just a state by state thing. Yeah, I'd have to do that, but I'm totally
Hmm.
fine with that.
Hey, fuck it. You would make my day.
And I heard a ding. Oh, Bar's joining us.
Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
Oh
hello.
no.
There
It's
are
me.
there are more people on the show than in the chat. Hi, Skull.
No, there's 5 people in the chat.
We don't count.
See?
We don't count.
We don't count at all.
That
And
would
I'm
mean
not
we
even
only have one person.
sure whether or not it counts the broadcast section. I don't think it does, but if it does,
Well,
Skull. Addie's not a girl. Addie's barely a person.
this is true. This is true. I thought you were gonna go for the standard correction. But
we
I
went with
appreciate that you took
seasonal.
it.
Somehow we went from Addie's got seasonal depression to Addie's not even human.
I said no. No, that is not what I said. I said she's barely a person.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Okay, calm down.
Yeah. See, to be a person, you have to have like personality.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
You can be a human regard. Sorry, Addie, I'm being a bully. It's because he kept calling me James.
I feel so bullied right now. I just can't. I was feeling so good, and now I'm not feeling so good. So,
We did it! We ruined our friend's life.
yep. So,
Hey,
Just like
that's what
friends
friends
do.
That's okay. I'll make up for it. I'll make up for it for your birthday. I'm changing my name to James. We're all good.
Mm.
Don't
yeah.
do
Oh,
that. That's
Well,
just stupid.
Rimshee, don't fucking ruin this for me, okay? This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
You really name change blocking me right now.
This has gone off the rails and we haven't even hit the articles yet.
So let's
Okay.
move
Hell, we
on.
haven't even talked
Yeah,
about
okay,
any
fine.
news
Yeah.
on the Discord. Holy fuck.
The fuck cares?
Well, get on with
Discord
it.
is-
There's
that's
no
what's going
news on the Discord.
There you go. It's done.
Hey,
See?
awesome.
Back on track.
Hashtag format.
There's a track?
Yeah.
I said hashtag.
Bar said track. What kind
First
of
there's a
track? The
track.
kind of track that a druggie has?
No, there's
or...
tracks. There's a lot of tracks. Addie, roll up your arms. Show everyone.
Oh,
All right,
That's
hold
Jables.
up.
jeez.
Hold the fuck up.
Hey.
Jables knows better than to shoot up.
I have never done anything harder than marijuana. All right,
Mary and
On
Iguana?
purpose.
all right.
I don't know about that, Addie. I have an
Except for that
opinion.
one time,
You've
my
done a lot of
fucking-
hard things.
I've done a lot. Okay, fair enough. Okay, but except for the one time, my supposed friend stabbed me in the fucking neck with morphine. I have literally never done anything harder. Dicks don't count.
Yeah.
We're not a drug.
And
I'm
the
addicted to
scars-
dick, but it's not a drug.
You can quit anytime you want. Is that what you're
and the
saying?
scars,
What dick? No, I
scars
can't.
on
No.
my arms are from years of donating plasma.
Mm.
Hmm.
Because you needed the money to buy drugs.
Beer.
I don't have track
You got like
track
200.
lines
They
because of
gave
my drug addiction. I have track lines because of donating plasma to fuel my heroin addiction.
The reason
Yeah.
I have track
I take
lines
it
is because
orally.
the reason I have track
Hey,
lines is because
hey,
of a
hey!
bunch of
Don't
stupid mistakes that led to a bunch of stitches.
don't knock it till you try it. Not the heroin thing, but the plasma donation thing. You go in with a group of friends. Everybody gets like $40 to $60 for that visit. You end up with like 150 each week,
Hmm.
and you just sit down for an hour, watch a movie,
And bro, you
and
get
they'll
so
sit you next to
lightheaded.
your friends and shit, and you just shoot. You just talk to your friends and watch a movie.
You get so fucking lightheaded.
I have
No,
Jables.
because they
This
put
is
the
a
red
weird
blood
concept
cells
for me
back in.
because
You're all good.
we don't. You have to just give away your blood here. You
Yeah.
donate. They don't
Yeah.
pay you. So
Same.
that idea is just
So
so
no,
Well,
alien.
no.
plasma is
Yeah.
different than blood. Yeah,
Plasma's
you just
yeah,
donate your blood.
yeah. Plasma's
Plasma,
part of the blood, but it is not the blood.
yeah, they take it out of your. It's
Penis.
a
It's a
separate
component of the
component from
blood.
your red blood cells, and they take it out so that they can make certain pharmaceuticals.
So it's a private entity that's paying you. I'm sorry, just asking this because I don't know how that works there.
Yeah,
Yeah, more or less.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
Could you just drag a friend inside, sit him on the chair, and go, "How much can I get for this fuck?"
No, you can't.
yeah,
Ah,
Not with any of the
but it
reputable
provided
places, at least.
like it provided all of my friends and I with like weed money and party money or like money to go to a concert or whatever.
What was it? There, like, this brings me back to my favorite quote of all time from Futurama. It's like someone calls Bender like a greedy asshole or whatever, and Bender's like, "I'm not greedy. I'm very generous. What about that time I donated blood?" And Fry's like, "Whose blood?" He's like, "I don't know, some guys."
oh god.
Oh
Yeah.
god. Yep. Fucking-
Usually the
Yeah,
patient has to be a live skull.
yeah. I like how you guys are like flexing all your straight privilege on me. I'm not allowed to donate blood.
Oh yeah, because
My blood's poison.
I'm not.
I
Well,
mean,
no, I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to donate blood or plasma anymore either.
Yeah.
So
I mean, technically, in some states, it's illegal to ban me from donating blood, but New York State's not one of those states.
Which is kind of ironic.
Yeah, like I get it. There are more, like sexually transmitted diseases available to those who partake in anal sex. I get it, but straight people do that too. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, and well, I mean, like the one of the most ironic points in the history of blood donations was Pulse nightclub shooting when a bunch of people were injured
Yeah.
and not necessarily killed.
Yeah.
And they needed people to donate blood, and it was a gay club, so none
Yeah.
of the people that were a part of the LGBTQ
None of the
community
people that
could
were
donate.
on scene could donate on scene because they were
Yeah.
fucking gay. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yep. I just love that my government considers me diseased by default.
Well,
Thanks.
to be fair, they're not
that's
wrong.
changing.
No,
Yeah.
I
About
do
you,
get
at
it.
least.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool, thanks. Wow, this
Blood
really is like
carrier.
bully
Sick in
Aggie
the
show.
head.
You started it.
I'm getting so bullied right now.
Shush.
Mhm. Big bully.
Can we move on before I
You're
start
pretty sick in the
crying?
head.
Alright. I'll read the first article.
I'm really sad.
Scientists just identified an organism that thrives on eating meteorites.
Oh.
The microbe, something I don't care to.
Metallosphera sedula.
That one I don't care. Is known to have a penchant for eating minerals. We're not talking about garden variety granite or chalk, though. This particular mineral connoisseur loves to dine on far more exotic rocks, ones that come from space.
Oh, you rich fucking pretentious shit.
Oh, this is a coffee made by growing the beans and having this random monkey fucking eat the beans, shit them out. Then you have to sort through the shit, and it costs millions of dollars because they don't eat a lot of beans.
I'll have you know these beans are excreted from the Himalayan baboon.
Oh,
It's not monkeys. It's like some sort of goat, for one thing.
No, it's a monkey.
Is it
Oh, it's a
monkey?
marmoset or some shit like that.
Civets,
Yeah,
whatever those are.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just a
And
fancy weasel.
Coffee's pretty good.
I'm
I
not
wouldn't say it's
drinking
nice,
shit
but it's some of the
coffee.
best coffee I've had.
And that's a double connotation.
Wash off the beans, you dumb.
Of course they wash them
You
off,
dumb. You're
but it's been
stupid.
inside the animal's stomach, and that's where it gets its trademark flavor. Or not trademark, it's fucking words.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, the digestive process activates a lot of things within the bean that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Yeah. The discovery of the bacteria-like archons preference for meteorites not only invites speculation on how terrestrial life could survive off-world, it offers insight into how early biology could have received key nutrients through space rocks that landed on Earth way back when. It's fair to assume that life might never have formed in our ancient planet, if not for a generous dash of meteorites. They're thought to be the source of rare elements such as phosphorus, for example, not to mention far more complex organic compounds. So, an international team of researchers wondered whether some organisms might have evolved a talent for taking advantage of these rather special mixes of mineral. The technical term for biology that's capable of using rock as an energy source is chemolithotroph. What the fuck ever. Some bacteria, such as that word are already known to oxidize the iron in meteorites.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about where I am with this. It's kind of interesting, but I kind of want to move on already.
Yeah, I think just the idea that there's an organism that is down to munch on meteorites, we should just get a bunch of them and launch them at that big ass meteorite that might be hitting us. Covered a few weeks ago.
Oh boy.
It'd still be the same mass, just a different density.
Well,
Like at least
You
Jable's
know.
right.
At least Jables has a thinking brain.
yeah, it might change the course of it or something like that. Whatever.
If I paint it, it go faster. Wog.
Or it might disappear like this lake in Greenland.
Okay, after this, I have a story that we please cover.
Mm.
It's a spur of the moment thing.
Alright, I'm gonna play the video while you're reading it.
Okay. The Greenland ice sheet may have been more unstable than scientists previously thought. Also, Addie, drop that link so that I can see it.
Done, and done.
The Greenland ice sheet may be previously thought, according to new research that reveals how lakes on the surface of Greenland's glaciers drain toward the bottom of the ice sheet within hours. Oh, this isn't as interesting as I thought it was. An impressive new time-lapse video shows one of these vanishing acts in Store Glacier in western Greenland on July 2018. The lake lost 2/3 of its volume in a mere 5 hours, gushing out the equivalent of 2,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Kid, give me a gallon, liters or something, please. Even after the lake finished draining, the fracture that emptied it remained, leaving an easy conduit from the surface of the glacier to its base just over half a mile below. Every year, there are many hundreds of large waterfalls providing water, but also large quantities of energy down to the base of the ice sheet. Blah, blah, blah. Glaciologist says some shit. And this water lubricates the bottom of the ice sheet, hastening its movement towards the sea, where it can contribute to sea level rise. Wait, so the reason why the water's rising is because glaciers are moving into the sea and displacing water? Okay.
Ask me. I don't even know if climate change is real.
You know,
Wow, when did we become Infowars?
Shush.
1775 will rise again.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. Yeah.
What?
the issue isn't whether or not climate change is real. Climate change is all the time. The conversation is more about whether it's man-made or not.
Yeah, let's not.
And I also say that doesn't matter either, because we should be trying to control the climate so that the Earth stays as habitable as possible for all of its ecosystems.
Yeah, we should try becoming a level 1 society on the intergalactic scale.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Climate changes all the time.
Could you imagine we
Whether
advance
or not it
enough
has
to
anything to do with people doesn't fucking matter. We just need to make this Earth as habitable as possible for all ecosystems. So
At least for as
Jay-
long as I'm alive.
Yeah, Jables Funberg, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
After I die, I could.
What, am I wrong? Is the left or the right going to disagree with me on that necessarily?
No, I don't think so. I really don't want to see the political candidate go,
It's
fuck
the
the
ultimate
planet, let's just
it's
burn
the
it all. Am I right, folks?
It's
Vote
the
for me.
It's the ultimate centrist point. The only people that would really disagree with me is the evangelicals, which actively try to fulfill the prophecies in the Bible, and weird ass fucking weather is one of the things that comes along with climate change. But fuck them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's right.
That's my rant of the month. Oh,
Cool.
there's more to this article. I thought it was over. I think I'm pretty much done with this. Let's just go into Addie's article.
All right.
That sounds like fun.
You got that, Rimshee?
I'm pulling it up.
I also tagged Jeff and Mems in it on Twitter. Figure they might want to know because it's in their neck of the woods.
Alright, I gotta take this off the screen real quick while I set stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're throwing everything out of whack, Eddie. God damn it, get the articles to us before, Eddie.
I'm sorry, I have this thing called a real job?
So do I.
So do I.
So do I.
No, you don't.
No, Bar, okay, justifiably, Bar might not fit into the same category. But
Oh,
Rimshee and I
fuck
both
you,
leave our
Oregon
houses
Live.
to go to a workplace.
I see how this is.
You can read it with ad block on. It'll
Yeah,
be
but the
Yeah,
thing
that's
fucking
fine.
popped up and I was just angry.
I
at
know.
it. Everyone's
I know.
gone. Because Addie suggested an article.
Okay. So this might be ahead of some of your times. Especially you, Skull, who's probably the only person watching right now. But there was this movie when I was a little kid. I think I was like 3 years old when this shit came out. It was the biggest event of the fucking century, and it was called E.T.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's why Drew Barrymore's famous now.
Yeah, some of you might remember this ancient meme like E.T. phone home. Yeah, that's this movie. Well, this fucking guy is the main character. Well, the second main character, other than E.T. itself. This is
The main
Elliot.
human character.
Yes.
Elliot?
Yeah.
Elliot Roger? I thought he...
Elliot.
Yeah. So what I find tragic and hilarious about this is that for those of you that haven't seen the film, there's a scene where it's established that whatever alien race ET is, he can like empathically link to a person, and whatever he experiences, the person he's linked to experiences. So while Elliot, who is like an elementary school kid, is at school, E.T.'s wandering around his house and breaks into the fridge and finds his dad's beer and
Oh,
proceeds to get incredibly fucking shit faced.
right.
And so Elliot's in the middle of class dissecting a frog and he gets fucking trashed and it's hilarious.
I forgot about that. I haven't seen that movie in like 15 years.
Yeah. So imagine my shock when I just stumbled across this fucking article titled E.T. star Henry Thomas floods sobriety tests, threatened officer after found passed out in traffic.
You know, I find this is really funny after that cheesy ass ET commercial came out.
I'm not sure I know what one you're talking about because I don't watch television. I
I
haven't
don't
watched
either. I
television
found out
in
about it
about
because
10
Owen
years.
Benjamin said that ET was touching Elliot's kids.
Oh my god!
Long story. Long story.
So yeah, so this happened in Oregon. So Godspeed, Jeff and Mems. I hope you're okay. I hope he doesn't crash his BMX bike into your house.
Oh,
Not like he can
because
afford
he's still
anything
driving a
else.
bike, of course.
Yeah, he still can't afford a real car. He still got that Kuwahara he was riding in the movie.
It's the
So
only
yeah,
thing he kept from that movie.
he didn't
The
keep his
same
career,
bike.
that's for sure.
Ooh.
Actor Henry Thomas Jr. appeared to intentionally fudge a breathalyzer test and tamper with the urine sample he gave after he was found passed out in his car near a home he has in Portland. Records show. As an Oregonian police officer drove Thomas, 48, to a hospital to have his blood drawn, he threatened to sue the rookie cop and the Washington County suburb where she works. I hope the city has a lot of money, Thomas told Officer Jessica.
Because I don't.
I'm going to make sure you are fired. Wow, Elliot became a dick.
So there's two of us
Thomas,
job.
Thomas, who starred as Elliot in the film E.T. the Extraterrestrial, pleaded no contest last month to driving under the influence of intoxicants. A judge ordered him into a 1-year diversion program. The new details about his October 21st arrest appear in a police report obtained by the Oregonian Oregon Live through a public records request. Lawyers for Thomas, who recent credits include the Netflix series The Haunting of Hill House, did not respond to emails and a phone call seeking comment Friday. Well, yeah, this is like when your career is this stagnant, like you don't need any more bad PR. You really don't. The optics are bad enough as they are. Like the optics are bleak. We'll leave it there.
Oh,
The actor recently reunited with T in a 4-minute ad called "A Holiday Reunion." Oh, that's the one you were talking about, dude.
Oh, it's an
Which
Xfinity
premiered on
ad.
Thanksgiving. Yep. I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to
Yeah,
play
we're
that
not.
ad. Okay, whatever. Several weeks before, to Latin police had responded to a report of a man unconscious behind the wheel of a Toyota Prius. Of course, he drives a Prius. Stopped in traffic near Lower Boones Ferry Road and Southwest. Who cares? At around 8:30 p.m. The officers rousted the man awake. Oh, pardon. Speaking of drunk, hey. They found Thomas disheveled inside the car, his eyes bloodshot and watery, according to police records. In the driver's side door was an empty bottle of marijuana tincture? What the fuck is tincture?
yeah.
The report said.
Tincture. So, you can extract THC from marijuana plants, and generally, a tincture is made with alcohol to extract it, and
Oh.
you pretty much just like drop some on your tongue and get a little high.
Oh, okay.
Drink a
I
little
would.
pot.
Interesting. I would describe Thomas's actions as sloth-like. Sorry, guys, I'm already 1.5 beers in. I'm fucking
Obviously not enough.
Yeah. Well, one was a shower beer. which if you've never done shower beer, doesn't work for everyone. Apparently works really well for me.
I love shower beers.
Shower beers are
That's how we
great.
start off every Saturday morning.
I'm gonna do them every Friday night moving forward. I would describe Thomas's actions as soft-like, wrote Officer Cameron Montrose, who was first on the scene. He very slowly looked up at me and then rolled the window down. Gobs of spit were dripping from a window in Thomas's jacket, according to the police report. The smell of the pot extract filled the Prius, wrote Officer Lemieux, who joined the force in July. The actor swayed and slurred after he got out of his car, claiming he had a couple of hard ciders earlier in the evening, police said. He refused to take...
Wait, hold, time. I have to address this. Larry, yes, that does count.
Oh, hi, Larry.
Being a Miller totally counts as shower beer. Because you're sipping the Miller.
Yeah.
Actually, he's mostly sipping tears. That's what Miller's made out of.
It's made out of the tears of better beer makers.
People who can afford $1 more per tall boy. He refused to take a field sobriety test, which is always bad luck, and was placed under arrest. Lemieux said she drove Thomas back to the Oregonian Police Department and tried giving him a breathalyzer test. The suspect repeatedly blocked the machine's mouthpiece as he feigned heavy breathing, she said. Thomas was puffing his cheeks and his face would get red, but there would not be a lot of breath coming out, Lemieux wrote in her report. Later, the officer placed Thomas inside a holding cell and asked him to provide a urine sample. He returned the testing container with a cool, clear liquid filled to the brim. The sample had been tampered with or diluted with toilet water. The officer said, noting that urine is usually warm and has some color to it. What's up?
Okay, so when it comes to the urine thing, so they're testing him for pot. Why did they do a breathalyzer?
I mean,
because it takes your alcohol, I guess. But that's not enough alcohol. But it's not enough alcohol in there.
It doesn't
not even
matter.
that, Jables. He could have been drunk anyway. They had to check for both things.
Yeah, like it's not like
and
it's not like you can say I had a couple hard ciders earlier in the day, so I'm fine now. As you can't stand up straight, and they just go, "Oh, well, there's no need for a breathalyzer. It's fine." You know,
And
like
when they ask you how much you've had to drink tonight, don't say shit. For one thing. For another thing, it's not a bad move to refuse the road sobriety test, because especially if you have the time. Because if they take you to the station, it takes so much time between them picking you up and going to the station,
processing you and all that.
Test,
you might sober up enough you get better at it.
Yeah.
Assuming you're not fine.
Now, I'm gonna add the caveat to that
don't actually do that.
I didn't want to go
there.
Drive. I didn't want to go there because I didn't want to give advice to people to get around, to get out of drinking and driving.
Oh yeah, don't drink and drive in the first place.
Scumbag.
Don't drink and drive. It's a bad move.
I'm just saying it's not like it's a suspicious move, and it's an old trick that people are aware of, and they might, depending on the department, they might submit as evidence the math of your blood alcohol level versus when they did it versus when they picked you up. So.
Fair enough, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying it's not necessarily a bad move.
I gotta pee really bad, so I really want to finish this. Thomas denied any wrongdoing. The officer's report said. He then proceeded to bang on the glass of the holding cell while Lemieux wrote a warrant to obtain a blood test from him. As the pair drove to Providence St. Vincent Medical Center in Beaverton, Thomas said he was going to sue the city of whatever and Lemieux. Afterward, he shared a few words about his career, the officer said. I'm an actor, Thomas told the officer according to the police report. I played the kid in E.T. He couldn't even say his character's name. Like, he feels like his role was, like, that not memorable. That he was, like, the kid in E.T. instead of, Elliot. Whatever.
I was the kid in E.T. That's
That's
the
the thing,
only
though,
job
man.
I've ever had that meant
Like,
anything.
how do you fucking Drew Barrymore? That was her first role, was playing Elliot's sister in that movie,
Mm.
and she was in 4 scenes with like 2 lines, and her career fucking skyrocketed.
Not before
How
it
do you
crashed.
play? How do you play
Yeah.
the main fucking character in E.T.? And the best you can say since then was I was in some shitty, not memorable Netflix series. What the fuck, Elliot? Get your shit together, dude.
What did Macaulay Culkin do after Home Alone?
To be fair, Macaulay Culkin didn't really want to be in the spotlight anymore.
He didn't want to be in the spotlight to begin with.
Yeah. Like,
He did a few movies and shit.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he did some as adults. Like, he did, like, Party Monster, Hedwig, and all that shit. Wait, was he in Hedwig? Am I
Really?
am I misthinking that? I'm drunk, dude. Give me a break.
Wait, are you guys talking about Macaulay Culkin right
Yeah.
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 Save that for later. We'll talk about him later. It's fine.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. Never mind.
fine. Someone else take over. I gotta piss in a second break.
All right,
Yeah, fuck off.
you want to just go straight to talking about dolphins, and we'll
to the
skip. We'll
Dolphins.
save
I
this
wanna
next
talk
one for next week.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine.
All right.
So wait, Bar. No, hold on.
Oh, this one for me? From the Science Mag doesn't
No,
work?
no. Wait,
Not yet.
wait.
Not yet. I'll wait.
This one instead. We're skipping over that one.
Okay. Let me open this
So
one up, folks.
Why aren't
Here
you
we go.
ready?
yeah,
Because I was
you're
born
right,
ready.
Mickey. Dolphins do tend to be rapey, which is what makes this article so interesting. Because Rimshee had never heard this story before.
In 1965, a young woman lived in isolation with a male dolphin, and the name was Science. It got weird. Week 5 of Margaret's House Diary is concerned with a new issue. Peter's sexual needs are frustrating research. She decides to take matters into her own hands. And I'm just reading from the article.
Yeah.
From outside, it looked like another spacious Virgin Islands villa with a spiral staircase twisting up to a sunny balcony overlooking the Caribbean Sea. But Dolphin Point Laboratory on the island of St. Thomas is part of a unique Washington-funded research institute run by Dr. John C. Lilly, the wackiest and most polarizing figure in marine science history. A medic and neurologist by training, a mystic by inclination, he was intent on furthering his investigations of the communication skills of dolphins, which he believed could help us talk to extraterrestrials. Basically, this guy had some really good drugs on hand.
Why wasn't he
Dude,
sharing as much as he should have?
I think
was
him and I would have gotten along just fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't. Oh, anyway. For 10 weeks from June to August 1965, the St. Thomas Research Center became the site of Lilly's most notorious and highly criticized experiment when his young assistant, Margaret Howe, volunteered to live in confinement with Peter, a bottlenose dolphin. The dolphin house was flooded with water and redesigned for a specific purpose to allow the 23-year-old Howe and the dolphin to live, sleep, eat, wash, and play intimately together. Boy, did they. The objective of the experiment was to see if whether a dolphin could be taught human speech, a hypothesis that Lilly in 1960 predicted would be a reality within a decade or two.
What the fuck?
Keep listening.
No, they already did that though. Like back in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Shush,
We're talking
shush.
about what happened in 1965. I was
No, but
talking
like,
to Rimshee.
Shush!
do you remember the Yahoo
Stop!
The
Even
Yahoo
dolphin
commercial.
experts who
commercial? You
today
don't remember the Yahoo commercial
No, wait, hold on.
for Yahoo.com back in like 2000? It was like
again
99 or 2000.
I was 7.
There's this fucking commercial, right? Where there's this dude sitting on a beach wearing shorts, drinking like a mojito or some shit, and a dolphin comes up on the shore, just like beaches himself, and is like, "Hey man, how'd you find this place?" And the guy's like, Yahoo?
Oh.
And the dolphin's like, and then the guy asks the dolphins, like, how'd you learn how to speak English? And the dolphin's like, Yahoo? And he goes, Yahoo!
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh.
That's
back
the
when
payoff.
Yahoo
That's
was
the
what you
fucking
used.
payoff to that story.
Anyway, we shouldn't be doing Yahoo commercials. They don't pay us.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
also shit. There, we
Moving
we,
on.
we
Well, now
earned
they are.
our
Back in
lack of
2000, they were
money.
pretty good.
Yeah. So, even dolphin experts who today hold some of Lily's other work in high regard believe it was deeply misguided. Media coverage at the time focused on two things: Hal's almost total failure to teach Peter to speak, and the reluctant sexual relationship she began with the animal in an effort to put him at his ease. She has
Oh,
not spoken about her experiences for nearly 50 years to let the story fade, but earlier this year accepted an interview request by the BBC producer Mark Hedgecoe, who thought it was the most remarkable story of animal science I had ever heard.
Yeah, we'll
The
go with
result?
that.
No, she was me too'd by a dolphin. I wouldn't say she got a dolphin. She got Louis C.K.'d by a dolphin.
Jesus.
No, worse. Louis
I
did it to
mean-
himself. She did it for the dolphin.
Okay. Anyways.
I mean, I was gonna ask how many
there you
specials
go.
did the dolphin do.
There you
Anyway,
go, guys. I'm going to drop it in chat. There you go.
the result, a documentary called "The Girl Who Talked to Dolphins," is set to premiere at Sheffield Dog Fest, and then on BBC later on in June. Various films and documentaries have dissected some of the baffling, entertaining, and ultimately tragic animal-human language experiments offered by the 60s and 70s. Most recently, James Marsh's 2011 feature, Project Nim, about a chimp raised in a New York family. I mean, why aren't they bringing up Joe Rogan?
What?
But what matters, what makes the dolphin house story unique is the intensity of the period of interspecies cohabitation. Hal and Peter lived in complete isolation. Professor Thomas White, a philosopher and international leader in the field of dolphin ethics, believes the experiment was cruel and flawed from the outset. Lilly was a pioneer, he says, not just in the study of the dolphin brain. He was an open-minded scientist who speculated very early that dolphins are self-aware creatures with emotional vulnerabilities that need an array of relationships to flourish. That should have made him think, I really shouldn't be doing this kind of thing. Lilly, who had gained the scientific establishment's respect with his work on the human brain, became interested in dolphins in the 50s. After performing a series of inner consciousness investigations on himself, where he floated around for hours in salt water in an effort to block outside stimuli, and increase his sensitivity. He probably dropped acid too.
Was this guy reincarnated as Joe Rogan? Because that's just a float tank.
Yeah, I mean, his 1961 book, Man and Dolphin, was an international bestseller. It was the best book to claim that dolphins displayed complex emotions, that they were capable of controlling anger, for example, that they, like humans, often trembled in response to being hurt. Some dolphin species, he said, had brains up to 40% larger than humans. As well as being our cognitive equal, Lilly speculated, they were capable of a form of telepathy was the key to understanding extraterrestrial communication. He also believed they could teach us to live in outer space without gravity. He also proposed that they could be trained to serve the Navy as a glorified seeing eye, a theory that became the basis for the 1973 sci-fi thriller Day of the Dolphin, despite Lilly's best attempts to halt production.
Okay.
Yeah, but Lilly did little to burnish his credentials in the early 60s when he started exploring the psychological research possibilities offered by lysergic acid, diethylamide, LSD. He took himself, often
Hey,
floating
our
in his
namesake.
isolation tank. Hey, I predicted. Lilly later pinpointed 1965, the year of the dolphin cohabitation experiment, as the year he came to no longer regard the scientific viewpoint of total objectivity as the be-all end-all. It wouldn't be wildly speculative to suggest that Lilly was, by today's standards at least, not quite in the right frame of mind to be leading the dolphin project. Really? The guy high off his tits on acid.
He wasn't high enough. He couldn't talk to
Well,
dolphins.
yeah, apparently. Looking back at his memories
Everybody
in the
knows
mid
that once you get high enough, you're talking to dolphins.
Hmm. Looking back at his memories in the mid '60s in his autobiography, an impressionistic account of which he writes of himself in the third person. He felt that he was merely a small microbe on a mud ball, rotating around a G star 2/3 of the way from the galactic center. It is also apparent how removed he was from Howe's work. He writes, in the midst of his enthusiasm, he, Lily, attempted to speak to Howe of his experiences. Howe, in her early 20s, was not sympathetic. If you want to do your own experiments on solitude and LSD, please keep them in the isolation room. I am not curious or interested. That being said, let me go fuck that dolphin. I was among the many keen young staff members he employed from the island. Only the bravest stayed with him any significant amount of time. I wonder why. As Lilly noted in The Mind of the Dolphin, 1967, the Tursiops, bottlenose, chosen for study because of its brain size was comparable to man's, was larger and more powerful than most humans. They grew irritable and angry when mismanaged. Howe's talent for communicating with the dolphins was exceptional, and as Lilly noted, her dedication was unmatched by anyone else in the faculty. I will not interfere with that, he wrote. Still, he prepared the experiment. Following the week-long trial period, Lilly decided 10 weeks was the maximum amount of time frame that both human and dolphin could survive comfortably in confinement. Objectives, regulations, and the daily timetable were clear and precise. Howe's aims were threefold. Make notes on interspecies isolation, to attempt to teach Peter to speak, and to gather information so that the living conditions might be improved for longer-term cohabitation. On June 15, Howe moved in, her hair cut to a quarter-inch boy crop. All she needed was a swimming costume and a leotard for the cooler nights. The entire upstairs of the lab building and the balcony had been floored with salt water 18 inches deep, which Peter could still swim around in and House could wade through. A desk hung from the ceiling, and her bed was a suspended foam mattress that she later fitted with a shower curtain so that Peter's splashes did not soak her through the night. She would live off canned food to minimize contact with outsiders. It was perfect, she remembers today of her domestic dolphinarium. Oof. Early interest in her diary at the time revealed that, like a nervous new housewife, she made the best of things. Cooking is fine, cleaning is interesting. Each morning, most of the dirt is neatly deposited at the foot of the elevator shaft. All I have to do is suck it up. As for her companion, he spent a
Oh,
good deal of
suck
his.
it up.
Mm, yeah. Oof. I'm sure we'll get to that soon. There's a big distinct lack of dolphin fucking in this article. As for her companion, he spent a good deal of his time in front of the mirror, she noted. She was amused to find that during rare moments of contact with the outside world, mostly on the telephone, Peter talked very loudly and in a competitive way over the top of her. Wow. So we found out that dolphins are sexist too.
Yeah.
Although he could be dolphin splaining over her. Although he could be rambunctious, the archived footage of his lessons featured a new BBC documentary revealed Peter to have been a curious, dedicated student. Lily's team had already established that dolphins could adjust the frequency of their squeaks and whistles to mimic human sounds, and claimed that during his time with Howe, Peter learned to pronounce words such as ball and diamond, and to tell the difference between certain objects. Howe was a creative, commendably patient teacher. When Peter struggled with certain sounds, particularly the M in her name, she came up with the inventive method of painting her face in thick white makeup and black lipstick so that he could clearly see the shape of her lips moving. His eye was in the air looking at my mouth, I bet. There was no question. He really wanted to know. Where is that noise coming from? Who is the sound? She remembers. Eventually, he kind of rolled over so that he would bubble the M sound into the water. To those who lived and worked with Peter, his progress is perhaps clearer than it was to the outsider. The average viewer, on watching the BBC documentary, might conclude that the experiment was a failure. Kenneth Norris, an influential marine biologist, said of Lilly, he started off as a capable scientist, but nothing he did was subject to measurement or truth. And that's what scientists live by. Experiments since 1965 have proved that dolphins have high levels of self awareness. It can understand human sign communication. Still little evidence that a dolphin language exists. However, Peter's linguistic progress was seemingly what kept Hal going when their relationships grew strained. Fed up and clearly exhausted by week 3, she wrote at length about Peter whining and making loud noises day and night for no apparent reason. I will do anything to break this. I lost my temper and nearly yelled at Peter. I am physically so pooped I can hardly stand. Depression, wanting to get away, my mind is not all on the job. Lily, responding to Hal's feedback, recorded his concerns. This is a full and small area. Isolation effect showing, he wrote. Hal's diary of week 5 is predominantly concerned with a new issue. Peter begins having erections and has them frequently when I play with him. Her frustrated efforts to deal with his sexual needs and advances, which had become so aggressive that her legs were covered in minor injuries from his jamming and nibbling, wow, had left her scared. Peter could bite me too, she wrote. But she was reluctant to hamper progress, and in the spirit of pragmatism decided to take matters into her own hands. As the narrator of the documentary tactfully puts it, Margaret felt that the best way of focusing his mind back on lessons was to relieve his desires herself manually. Ah, here we go. Took long enough.
Now we're at the creepy stuff.
Yeah, sex amongst dolphins is a normal way to establish a bond, White says. Dolphins are mostly bisexual, sometimes heterosexuals, sometimes homosexual, and quite frequent, 8 to 10 times a day, I've been told. So it's very different culture we're looking at. Peter's sexual advances wouldn't surprise any marine biologist. But what astonished Lily was the complexity of the way Peter and Hal's relationship developed there on in. New, totally unexpected sequence of events took place, Lily noted excitedly. I feel that we're in the midst of a new becoming, moving into a precious unknown. As Peter became
Previous.
increasingly previous unknown. Thank you. As Peter became increasingly gentle, tactile, and sensitive to Hal's feelings, he began to woo her by softly stroking his teeth up and down her legs. I stand very still, legs slightly apart, and Peter slides his mouth gently over my shin. She wrote in her diary. Peter is courting me. He has been the most persistent and patient, obviously a sexy business. The mood is very gentle, still, and hushed. All movements are slow. Jesus Christ. Today she talks about the whole experience philosophically. It was very precious. It was very gentle. It was sexual on his part. It was not sensual. It was not sexual on mine. Sensual, perhaps. Oh, Jesus. Hal's writing also reflects her increasingly protective feelings towards Peter, and at the end of her diary, she admits that Peter's abstract attentiveness helped her overcome her depression and fits of self pity. In a neat romantic twist, it all ended happily for Hal. She left the lab to marry the project's photographer, John Lovat. Though dismayed to lose her, even Lily was pleased. Her interspecies needs are finally being taken care of. She never returned to work for him. Soon after the experiment, Lily's funding began to dry up, and with his second marriage in tatters, he left to explore his mystical interests in South America. As for Peters, the lapse of that.
Ayahuasca.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing a pattern with this guy. As for Peter, the lab's vet, Andy Williamson, remembers his concerns as the experiment came to a close. It was great that Hal wasn't going to be damaged, but as a veterinarian, I wondered about poor Peter. This dolphin was madly in love with her. The unexpected consequences of the experiment highlight one of the persisting problems with short-sighted scientific approach to animal intelligence, says White. We focus on language as the primary indicator of intelligence. Dolphins, like humans, are very sophisticated emotionally as well as intellectually. From an ethical standpoint, that's what we should be looking at. Jesus, this was long.
All to talk about how a lady gave
Yeah.
a dolphin a handy
Sorry for
repeatedly.
being
At
quiet,
least it's an interesting article though. That's the
guys.
that's
Oh,
all.
it is.
I want to apologize for being quiet during the whole thing. I was furiously masturbating the entire time.
Yeah.
I know. Well, especially once it got to the sexy bit.
I know, right?
All the furries in
Uh,
the all well no wait it's a subset of furries, isn't it? All the scalies, fishy, whatever that subset is, don't beat off to this. Don't do it.
I
Too
think it's
fucking
too
late.
late.
Too fucking late.
I know Hannah's gonna beat off to this if she ever sees it.
You mean Hannah's already running to the local zoo or aquarium?
You realize she's already been banned from both those places, right?
Ha! Well, like that would stop Hannah.
Holy shit, guys! Not to plug a bit early, but apparently Vermin's gonna be on the main show tonight with Jeff.
Oh yeah.
And Vermin or not sorry, Nick.
Nick.
And Vermin and Nick were there for a fucking stabbing.
Oh
Yup.
boy.
I was gonna get to that at the end.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spoil it. I'm scrolling through Twitter and holy shit.
We should probably
Yep.
fill Addie in on that sort of stuff before we start the show next time.
Yeah. Be like, yo,
Yeah.
Eddie, don't fucking ruin the momentum, you dumb bitch.
Yeah. Hey Addie, don't ruin the momentum, you dumb bitch.
A little
Right,
late.
how
A little late.
about-
Okay.
What
I remember in
Yeah.
the future.
Well, it wasn't necessarily a secret. I was just saving shilling for later.
Yeah. Holy fucking shit, though. God
Um,
Anyway,
So, bottlenose dolphin, penis size about 15 centimeters.
The fuck is that? We speak freedom
Oh,
units
Larry was
around
asking
here.
how big. I know. I don't know the
Give me a
conversions.
sec. 15.
We're asking if she needed tweezers.
About 5.9 inches.
Oh. Okay.
I bet
Alright.
bigger.
Yeah. Sure you have.
I don't mean from people, I mean from dolphins.
All right, let's move on. Let's go from a lady giving interspecies handies to police in Croatia deporting Nigerian table tennis players to Bosnia.
Alright, this is a fucking wild headline.
Look.
Okay, what
I mean,
the fuck is going on? Yo, the fucking table tennis world is about to get shook.
Yeah. I didn't know black people played table tennis.
Okay, I wasn't gonna
Awesome.
take it there, but goddamn. Alright.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
it is a sport, Jables.
Whew,
Uh,
okay.
I mean, doesn't every prison have a
Oh, right.
what?
You know what? No, I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just not.
All
Fucking
right.
stereotype made in heaven.
The organizers of International Student Sports Competition have called for 2 Nigerian table tennis players to be returned to their own country after Croatian police wrongly deported them to a Bosnian refugee camp. Abaya Uchenna Alexandro and Ebo Kenneth Chinedu, students at Federal University of Technology Owerri in Nigeria, arrived in Zagreb on 12 November on their way to participate in the 5th World Inter-Universities Championship held this year in Pula, Croatia. The 18-year-old table tennis players left Pula for Zagreb after the tournament and were supposed to fly back to Lagos on 18 November. However, the night before their departure, while taking a walk in the Croatian capital, they were stopped by 2 police officers who asked them for identification documents. We tried to explain who we were and that our documents were in the hostel, but they took us to a police station. Chinedu told Bosnian website, God damn these words. They paid no attention to what we were saying. The officers mistook them for undocumented immigrants, put them in a van, and transferred them to the border with Bosnia. Where that day Croatian authorities had gathered together a group of migrants intercepted as they were attempting to cross the country. Police ordered the group to move through the woods and into Bosnia Herzegovina. I refuse to go into the woods, said Chinedu. The officer told me he would shoot me if I didn't move. Uchena and Chinedu were eventually deported to Bosnia and ended up in Camp Velika Kladusa, where thousands of migrants are stuck in tents without water or heating, with temperatures as low as -2 Celsius.
Oof.
That's not too bad. I've seen worse. The 2 Nigerian students could not make themselves understood, and it took until the end of November before volunteers at the camp contacted representatives of the table tennis competition to tell them Uchenna and Chinedu were trapped there. They told me 2 students from Nigeria were taken to Bosnia by Croatian police. The organizer, Alberto Tangeti, told The Guardian, I asked them to send me photos and their names. After careful verification, we confirmed that those boys had participated in the tournament and had regular visas issued by the Croatian authorities. I really don't understand what happened because even the police in Pula were notified that they were here. He added, it is even more absurd that no one believed the boys when they tried to explain to the police officers that they had regular visas. It would have sufficed to accompany them to the hostel to verify that they had entered Croatia legally. A spokesperson for the Croatian Interior Ministry said that the police had investigated the Nigerians' claims. Police officers have already witnessed cases of individuals who make an attempt to or even abuse their participation in sports competitions in Croatia to remain in the country, the spokesperson said. That doesn't sound like a valid excuse for not checking the visa.
I mean, it's almost like they're saying those Nigerians are always lying.
Pretty much.
Well,
Careful with the phrasing there.
No, that's not our phrasing. That's the Croatian police.
That's
They're
literally
racist. That's it. They're racist.
we're not though. We would never say anything, morally.
I mean, yeah, those boys didn't
Not
do
on the
nothing.
stream anyway.
You can't call them boys, Bob. What the fuck?
You want to
They
know what
called
we
them
really
boys!
think?
They
You want-
like called them boys in the article. They're young students.
You're fucking
Boy.
blowing it, dude. Oh my god.
He's towing the line. He's European. He doesn't understand the nuances of
I don't
of saying
understand.
such
Please
a-
explain to me. What is wrong with saying,
Your V is
that they're
improving.
boys.
And what do you do?
By the way, V
Oh,
changed
me?
his channel name to Romanian TV. Oh my god, it's cringy as shit. Anyways.
Jesus Christ.
The Ministry of Interior has confirmed that Nigerians had regular visas and entered Croatia legally, but suggested that the students were making an attempt to remain and that the pair had checked out for from the hostel before being stopped by the police. Somehow I don't believe them. But the police's versions of the facts does not explain why officers deported the Nigerians to Bosnia. Knowing that the students had entered the country with a flight to Zagreb and not from Bosnia. Why the fuck? Yeah. Why the fuck would you send them to fucking Bosnia?
Because they're Serbians.
Also, because fuck Bosnia.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Those
Like,
people are victims of illegal acts of the Croatian side. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? Bosnian Minister of Security told Al Jazeera, respecting legal procedures, we now have to take them back to Croatia. It is obvious that they have Croatian visas, that they are in Bosnia illegally.
I'm
now
really bad
they're
at
illegal
Yeah.
geography.
Now they are.
But I'm really bad at like geography because American. Is
Yeah.
that like the equivalent of us deporting a Canadian to Mexico?
Dude, no, not even. That's like deporting a Canadian, to Nigeria.
It's like deporting a Canadian to Peru.
Yeah, because whatever.
Yeah, it's not like from one of the borders to the other.
Anyway,
Or more
this
accurately,
government.
deporting a Peruvian to Canada.
Anyway,
Yeah.
this government did an oopsie, and they now have to cancel.
It is obvious that the Croatian police forcibly displaced them, and we have to bring them back there.
Mary, no, you can't say that. That's slanderous.
For years, aid workers and agencies have accused the Croatian authorities of illegally sending migrants trying to cross the border back to Bosnia. Migrants are systematically beaten by Croatian police who strip asylum seekers of their personal items and destroy their mobile phones to avoid being filmed. Last
Beat
year,
them, tear their families apart, put them in cages, potato, potato.
The
Oh
Guardian
shit! That would have been a good transition.
Last year, the Guardian
Yeah.
documented compelling evidence of the physical abuse perpetrated by Croatian police, of which migrants in the Bosnian cities of those words have been complaining. Croatia has denied any wrongdoing in the case.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
I think that's the end of the
Wow.
article. Yep. It's just the Guardian asking, "We want money!"
Yeah.
Now on to something that actually that actually matters to Americans. You got this ready, Rimshee?
Yeah.
Okay, so from Bloomberg News, America braces for possible French fry shortage after poor potato harvest.
Not the potatoes!
Wait,
Guys,
are you saying the Irish are gonna die again?
Yeah.
this is fucking serious.
The Irish Americans this time, though.
This isn't a famine though. This is because it's too cold for potatoes, dude. The fuck?
Washington's doing fine, and Washington's #1 producer of potatoes in the country. So.
Where's your global warming now?
Weird flex, but okay.
Need global frying. That's what the fuck we need.
Yeah. Do you know what I learned today? As an aside, that's potato adjacent. I only today found out why they're called French fries.
Really?
Yeah, and
Cool.
by find out, I mean I put it together myself and then confirmed via a Google search.
All right, what did you find out?
So I was like, what the fuck is French about them? And then I realized that the ends of them are cut at an angle. And as a mechanic, I know that when you cut an exhaust tip at an angle, it's called Frenching the tip. So I was like, are French fries called French fries because of the way they're cut? And the answer is yes.
Oh. Is it called a French tip because they circumcise people weird there? Or...
No.
Now
that sounds like the Jewish question, Jables. Let's not go there.
That is an adventure in learning that you're going to have to take on your own.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with adventure in learning.
Yeah, sure.
Ah,
Let's call
so,
it that.
So,
I'll figure it out this weekend.
Will you now?
And you know,
Why not?
should I?
Pretender.
Thank you so much for that piece of information, Eddie.
You're welcome. That's
Yeah.
your
God
your
knows you
little.
French your show tips in the past.
Oh boy. Okay.
Just the tip.
Yeah, I had to. I had to.
I know.
Oh!
I know. It's okay. Some of us have to rely on the low hanging fruit. I understand.
Quit
You're
calling it
low-hanging
that.
fruit.
Your balls do not count.
Potato processors are rushing to buy supplies and ship them across North America in order to keep French fries on the menu after cold, wet weather damaged crops in key producers in the U.S. and Canada. Cool conditions started to hit growing regions in October, lashing potatoes with frost. Farmers in Alberta and Idaho were able to dig up some damaged crops for storage, but growers in Manitoba, North Dakota, and Minnesota received snow and rain, forcing them to abandon some supplies in fields. As the wild weather hurt crops, an increase in fry processing capacity in Canada has boosted demand. The combination will lead to tight supplies, and it's likely that potato prices could climb this year across North America. Stephen Nicholson, a senior grains and oilseeds analyst at Rabobank,
Buy stocks and potatoes, boys.
said in a phone interview, international costs may also rise, and the U.S. won't be able to export as much. French fry demand has just been outstanding lately, and so supplies can't meet the demand. Travis Blacker, who has a racist name, industry relations director with the Idaho Potato Commission, said in a phone interview.
I can tell you exactly why French fry demand has been so high lately.
Huh?
A lot of states have legalized pot.
I see what you're saying there.
You got like stoners rolling up to the fucking fry cooks. You know,
Wait,
like,
but this is
the
mostly.
bits.
I
But this is
want
like the
chips,
Canadians panicking.
man.
Oh wait, I just realized GF is probably gonna throw a shit fit.
Was
He can't get his
Oh
rocks
no,
off.
he can't get his
oh,
potatoes.
oh,
His potatoes.
his potatoes.
Uh,
He's spud sexual. Just let it
Mm.
let it be. He's spud sexual.
You know what? That's
It's
only going to
Okay,
make them.
Shane.
That's only going to make them all the more alluring because now they're the forbidden fruit.
Ooh.
ooh baby.
The-
Ooh,
no,
baby.
it's not. It's not the forbidden fruit. It's the forbidden root.
It's a tuber,
There you
don't
go.
you know?
Hey.
It's a
It's a
spud.
Yeah, it's a tuber, don't you know? You know that if you're up here in Manitoba, out on the frozen prairies, eh?
Mm.
I can't talk shit. My most recent ex's family is from Manitoba.
Yeah,
And
well, was he skookum?
Okay.
He listens to the
Oh,
VODs
that
and he'll
means you.
give me
That
shit
means
later.
you. Skook 'em.
Was he
Skook 'em.
skookum?
Skookum! Skookum! The skunk ape!
Yeah, no, Skook 'em. Skook 'em means good.
Oh, I thought.
It also means
Skookum
Bigfoot.
as frig.
I was. Yeah, the fucking skunk ape. Bigfoot. Yeah, what the fuck you think I'm talking about? Jesus Christ.
What the fuck?
Get fucking cultured, weeb.
You had you had
Oh,
your
yeah.
cavity open to a skunk ape?
Wait, what?
Canuck knows what's up.
Where the fuck is
I
this?
did it for you, JF. I did it for you.
Oh, oh,
Mayonnaise.
oh no.
Oh no, is right. What the fuck
no.
is going on?
Oh
Uh,
no.
Yeah,
I don't even know anymore.
That's a bit that Billy and Jeff do.
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
The
no.
United Potato Growers of Canada estimates that 12,000 estimates about 12,000 Manitoba acres, about 4,900 hectares, or 18% of the province's planted area, were left unharvested, equal to what was abandoned for all of the Canada last season. About 6.5% of Alberta's potatoes were estimated to be frost damaged. Manitoba is the country's second largest grower, followed by Alberta. Prince Edward Island is number one. The government will issue estimates for the nation's crop on December 6th. The U.S. Department of Agriculture forecasts domestic output will drop 6.1% this year, to the lowest since 2010, the agency said in a November 8th report. In Idaho, the top producer, output is forecast to fall 5.5%.
Idaho is not the top producer.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Fucking bullshit.
Addy, who the hell?
Whomst? Whomst the heck?
Skokomish freak.
Idaho.
Who the hell?
Idaho.
Look, just get your finger detector. We'll find it.
So anyway, as I was saying, part of the problem for the processors is the crop damage means potatoes are coming in smaller. French fry makers usually favor longer spud day.
Oh, but
The only reason I'm halfway
Oh,
decent
so
at a Manitoban accent is I live like 6 hours from Quebec. So I'm used to hearing it.
So this specifically affects French fries because French fry makers want longer spuds. That means my hash browns are safe.
Yeah.
Sweet. I love me some hash browns.
okay, here's a non-American one. What the fuck's a hash brown?
Shred potatoes, fry them in a
Fry.
pan, or
Uh-huh.
you can also bake them, I suppose. But fry them in a pan and then
Fine.
serve them alongside your breakfast.
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of sounds good.
It is.
That sounds good. I would try that at a reasonable price.
See?
Yeah, we'll help you find the right
Yeah.
stuff, Bar. Don't worry.
No,
We got your back.
I'll post here's some good looking hash browns.
Oh, that's
There you
some
go, bud.
proper.
By the way, we're going long tonight because of the aforementioned
stabbing.
guest.
Yeah. Vermin streaming at the moment, so we're gonna go a little extra long tonight.
Yep.
Subscribe.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay.
Let's get some more people in here.
Okay,
And,
I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. Earlier, I had said that Vermin was going to be on the show with Nick. Apparently, Nick is on Vermin's stream. My bad. I don't know if it's going to go both ways, but
Kinky.
I had said
It is going. It is going both ways.
it is
They'll both go
okay.
both ways.
Okay, so Defo.
Just
Defo
like
streaming
Jables.
tonight.
So, but be sure to share, so you can have fun with us, and you can get more people to have fun with us. We got plenty of shit to go through tonight.
Yeah.
And,
boy.
Yeah, we've covered about half, not even half of our articles.
I just want to say,
we
Canuck,
skip it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I offended you with my bad Manitoban. I think because I'm kind of sloshed right now. I'm somewhere between like Manitoban and Scottish. I'm like a Canadian Count Dankula right now, I think.
Wait, never.
You see, now I want that to be a thing.
Yeah,
It's a manageable situation.
Twitch doesn't do likes, do they?
No.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, share shit.
Share it.
Turn our browser. Download Brave browser through our exclusive link.
I'm part of the show.
No, we actually are affiliated with Brave browser. We get money if they download it. Donate us your bats. What else does Ben say?
Am I finishing this article before we get on a fucking
Yeah,
ad
may
break?
as well.
Wait, are you saying you have a sponsor?
No.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Anyway,
it's an affiliation.
I'd like to finish this because this is the biggest news since 9/11. So,
Yeah.
Fuck.
so
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
no, you keep the fucking hobbitses out of this. We don't need their kind around here with a fucking shortage, all right?
Oh, thanks. Oh, Mickey used our link to download Brave. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Did it
Much
what?
love.
Oh shit.
Mickey, you're the best.
Anyways.
Anyway, so as I was saying, Canada, Cavendish Farms recently opened a new processing plant in Lethbridge, Alberta. Thanks to a better harvest on the country's east coast, the company isn't expecting any customer shortages at this time, Mary Keith, the spokeswoman, said by email. It's a manageable situation, Kevin McIsaac, general manager of the United Potato Growers of Canada, said in a phone interview. Potatoes are going to have to move from one channel to another that they sometimes don't move in a normal year, eh? Oh shit, that just kind of ended. Oh no, it didn't. It can. No, wait, no. Now it's into an article about Trump. Okay. Wow, I don't like the layout of the site.
Nobody does.
Sorry, we couldn't make it
It's
through a night without
Bloomberg.
researching.
That dumbass
I-
old
I- I
billionaire
try- I
piece
try-
of shit who's running for president.
My
And he's
literal
gonna
job
ruin the
on
Democratic Party.
When
Okay.
I stumbled across this article, it was on a bunch of websites that seemed like it was going to be satire, so I had to pick one that seemed like it wasn't going to be satire because it's not. And this is the biggest one that came up. So
Wow.
Fucking could not
wait, Canuck, you couldn't understand any of that? Like it's less Canadian, more Midwestern. I get that, but it's still.
Yeah.
Don't you know?
It's so. Oh, don't you know?
Oh, don't you know?
Oh, bless your heart.
Bless your stars.
What?
Don't worry about it. All right, moving on. Jables, this
You're
next
like-
one's yours.
You sound like a plastered
Yes.
leprechaun.
I am a plastic leprechaun. Get the fuck out of here.
What the
What about Conor
So-
McGregor?
I get that reference.
Oh, hey, Larry, while you're in Brazil, say hi to Brainwash for me.
Bastard didn't show up to the wedding.
Hey, I didn't either.
You're a bastard too.
I was in
You
India.
had a good reason.
I had a damn good reason.
Yeah, you had good, hard, solid evidence of a reason why you went.
We'll go with that, and let's move on. Let's move on before we get demonetized again.
I said nothing.
Like I
anyway.
said, let's move
Yeah,
on
let's move
before.
on. No, not beach, brainwash. Never mind. You probably don't know.
Whatever.
Anyways, Pete Davidson ordered
What?
Davidson fans ordered to sign $1 million NDA before attending comedy show.
What?
Oof.
You called it.
Oof.
Yep, I called it. Remember back when Louis C.K.'s set was released and I went on like a little mini rant but got nervous about it, so it wasn't like a full-blown rant. And I said, well, now comedians are going to start forcing people to sign NDAs. And I talked about like the little pouches so people can't bring in their phones to record their sets and things like that. Well, it's fucking happening, guys. You're going to have to sign an NDA to go see a comedy show.
Wow.
Customers interested in seeing Saturday Night Live star Pete Davidson. Also, I hear that Pete Davidson's kind of a pretentious bitch sometimes. Anyways, Pete Davidson's Thanksgiving Eve comedy show in California were reportedly told they first had to sign a $1 million non-disclosure agreement. Photograph show. All patrons attending tonight's event with Pete Davidson will be required to sign a confidentiality and non-disclosure agreement before entering the venue. Reads an email sent to people who purchased tickets to the 26-year-old comedian's Wednesday night show at San Francisco's Sidney Goldstein Theater, according to a Facebook post authored by then prospective attendee Stacy Young. Neither Young, who shared the screenshots of the emails, nor several of Davidson's reps immediately responded to Fox Business's request for comment. So this might be fake, but might not be.
Somebody did an oopsie.
I got an email today informing me that in order to see this show, I have to sign a non-disclosure agreement In that NDA, the signer cannot give any interviews, opinions, or critiques about any form whatsoever, including blogs, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or any other social networking. It also authorizes them to confiscate, including seize and destroy the contents of any cell phones, cameras, or PDAs, and that any breach of the agreement will require payment of $1 million in damages, as well as sorry, clicked the thing. $1 million in damages. Blah 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 blah. So
sounds like it'll be a fun show.
Oh, it's not even about the
well,
comedy set. He doesn't want to get caught or harassing anyone. Like what
He,
happens?
he
yeah,
doesn't
especially
want to
with
get
the
caught with his pants down,
yeah,
which
well,
happens
especially
halfway through
with
the
what just
show.
happened, especially with what just happened to Shane Gillis.
Oh.
You know, who was hired and fired from SNL within 24 hours.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. Yeah.
Yeah. So he I don't blame him for doing this because he tends to date a lot of really high profile people.
Yeah, it's a bit reactionary, but at the same time, it's a little justified. Let's be
That
real.
boy
I
slept a lot of
I
dick.
I don't have I don't necessarily have a problem with him doing this. The only issue that I have with this is that he's being a fucking pussy. Just tell your jokes.
Yeah. That's like okay, so it's easy for me to say because I don't have like a multi-million-dollar
Fuck.
contract with a company or whatever. I don't have a comedy career that's on the line.
Oh, we
But
know that.
my outlook on the whole thing and just the way that I carry myself in general, I don't like being silenced by people unless it's a ball gag that's fucking rad. But I don't like the idea of like the status quo telling me that I can't do something. So I'm gonna put on my show, and if you're offended and if you're demanding an apology, I will go on live television, or like I will go on like a televised broadcast or whatever, and I will prepare my lines for my apology, and I will go up on that podium and I will address the public and I will say it's a joke and you
Suck
can
my
go
dick.
fuck yourself.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like Patrice.
Yeah, I am not fucking sorry. If I was going to be sorry, I wouldn't have said the fucking joke in the first place. I'm sorry that you're a pussified little bitch and you can't handle the concept that maybe some people aren't serious all the goddamn time. So if that's too
Yeah.
complex for you, then maybe you shouldn't go to a live comedy show.
Yeah, just because I'm making a joke about it, that doesn't mean it's what I actually believe.
Yeah, calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would never
Well,
apologize. Like if I'm gonna put it out there in the public, I'm gonna say shit unless I'm gonna stand behind it. And if it's clear that I'm making a joke and you go, well, if you have like strong conviction in all the things you say, then why did you say this? It's like because it's obviously a joke, and you're the only person going out of your way to make it not seem like a joke.
No,
So shut the
no,
fuck up.
seriously,
I
no, 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 no.
apologized.
One sec. I think Jables was right. A lot of it is because of who he hangs out with, the women he dates, and the fact like the
Mhm.
press is just on his dick about everything. He's trying to just raise up controversy and
It'd probably be nicer
gossip.
if they were on his dick.
Mm,
Uh,
bro, I
They're
mean,
up his
it's a
ass.
very long. This is Pete Davidson. It's a very long list.
yeah.
You're gonna have to wait your turn, and oof,
I understand why he's doing it.
yeah.
I'll put it
Oh,
that way.
same here.
Like,
Same here.
especially after Louis C.K.'s set got leaked,
Mm.
and after the whole Shane Gillis situation, he's trying to protect himself in his career. I'm still going to call him a pussy for not just being for not just accepting whatever consequences come.
Yeah.
Because in my personal opinion, I think he's become out of touch a little bit with the comedy community. And what a lot of the comedy community has been doing after Shane Gillis shit is Asian jokes are back in. that a
Hmm.
lot of Asian jokes are being made now. And for those of you that don't know, Shane Gillis made some not so tasteful Asian jokes on an obscure podcast that he has that nobody knew about until he got hired for SNL. And it was even called like Shane and somebody else's secret podcast. I don't even know the name of it. And he got hired on SNL. Then they found that clip, and then SNL was forced to fire him because of the outrage mob. So I understand he's trying to protect his position at SNL, but
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with it because I stick with Patrice O'Neill. Whether a joke is good or bad, comes from the same place, trying to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Canuck Asian jokes were dead for quite a while because there's so many Asian comedians now, and they kind of had a monopoly on it.
Yeah.
But now everybody's doing it.
Yeah, what was it, like 2007 when Dat Fan really took off? That's when everyone was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, we've got a really like well-known Asian comedian. We can't tell yellow people jokes anymore." That's when you started seeing them really tip off.
Yeah, there's
Which was funny because Dat Fan's whole shtick was, "I'm from an Asian family and they're fucking weird."
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, then there's Joe Coy and
Joe Coy's pretty
Margaret
good.
Cho.
His
Yeah,
sleep apnea joke's pretty good.
yeah.
There's a few
Oh, man.
others.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically Ken Jeong. So.
Yeah, Kim Jong. Yeah.
I've never seen Ken
Talk
Jeong
about a
stand up.
stereotype.
Yeah.
An Asian doctor.
Um.
Then he could do comedy.
Yeah. I mainly know him
Yeah,
because I fucking
The
love
movie.
Community.
Oh.
He had a Netflix special a little while ago.
Yeah.
I think it was all right. It's
Yeah.
better than Brendan Schaub's.
Yeah. I kind of
Oh.
feel like
Well,
Oh
that's
my
a low.
God.
That's a low bar.
Bars heard me rant about Brendan
Yeah.
Schaub's fucking
Yeah.
special.
I might
Yeah.
get I might get a little bit of hate here, but I fucking love Dan Harmon. I've met the guy multiple
Yeah.
times. I used to go to his podcast, Harmontown, when I lived out in LA because it was like 10 minutes from my
I love
house.
Harmontown.
Yeah.
Like, I like him as a creator, as a person. He comes
I-
across as but
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah,
he
I can separate the two.
he like barely toes the line of like SJW, like fuckboy, but I absolutely love his mind. He creates hilarious scenarios, and if you listen to the
Yeah.
Harmontown podcast from like 2012 to 2015,
Mhm.
they did this D&D campaign that was just the funniest fucking
Yeah.
thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh yeah.
Harmon Quest, yes, thank you, Canuck.
Mm.
But like I know that Ken Jeong was in like the Hangover movies. I only saw the first one. Not
Mhm.
my brand of comedy. But I know Ken
Communities have
Jeong.
made it for you. Yeah, I love that
Yeah.
sitcom too.
Yeah. I know Ken Jeong mainly from and I feel like he got underutilized in it. Because like Chang is a great character, but he definitely needs more screen time.
Mm.
Yeah.
One of those things.
I like Dan Harmon.
Again, I love him as a creator.
He has an audible smirk during his podcast where you can tell he's leading people into something.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the guy's funny. He's got like good wit, good observation. Like, and like most of us don't have a problem separating the person from the artist.
Exactly.
More
Like,
power to him. We don't need to cancel everyone we don't like or go after their fucking jobs. God forbid. We just accept. Yeah, I probably don't want to ever meet you or go out for drinks with you, but by all means keep making stuff because you're good at making it.
That's the thing. Okay, so I would go to Harmontown, which was at Meltdown Comics in LA. And Meltdown Comics for the longest time was also the home of Chris what's his name?
Hardwick?
Chris Hardwick's podcast. They tried to cancel him a few years ago. Yeah, Nerdist. I used to go to Nerdist and Harmontown all the time. And when Harmontown comes on, they start serving out fucking beer, right? And so I have literally
Well, yeah, they're
drunk
drinking
with Dan
vodka.
Harmon. I have
Sure.
literally drunk with Dan Harmon. Okay, so and like his audience interaction is on point. Half the show is audience inclusion. I'm sorry, this is a big ass fucking tangent. But while we're talking about like comedians and how they interact with people,
What tangent?
yeah, but yeah, Dan Harmon, for all the shit he gets for being an SJW cuck or whatever, he's a fucking great dude. And if you ever want to see the best side of Dan Harmon, look up. I know they're on YouTube. There's a website. Well, there used to be a website. I know it's a YouTube channel now called Everything Is Terrible. And in like the 5th or 6th edition of it, I went to the showing of it in LA. Dan Harmon is in like a Subway or like a knockoff Subway sandwich shop training video, acting very poorly in it when he was like 19. It's his first acting role. He was in like a training video sandwich shop. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, Dan Harmon's great. Like you can disagree with his politics. I know I do. But like he's a fucking great guy. He's fantastic. And you can't deny that he's a fantastic fucking wordsmith. The comedy he writes is fucking gold. The characters he creates are fucking wonderful.
Well, except for one.
Which one?
Oh, the one where he did a whole skit that he wrote himself and he posted it online where he was a time traveler and he did the Dexter thing but for pedophiles. So he would fuck pedophiles while they were babies.
That's brave and controversial. But no, that reminds me. Thank you for bringing me back. There used to be a website, I think it's still around actually, called channel101.com.
Yeah.
And Dan Harmon's earliest.
That's where Rick and Morty started.
Yeah, Dan Harmon's earliest works are on there. There's one called Water and Power, which is like, what if they made like a show that was like 24, but it's about the Department of Water and Power in California. So it's like just turning people's water on and off, or like cutting people's power off, but it's made super dramatic.
I mean, people are getting shot at doing that now, so it's a bit like 24.
Well, yeah. It's fucking, dude. It's fucking great. It's fucking great. Dan Harmon has this other thing. He's got this other show about a grape. Like he's stuck at home and he just wants a grape. He just wants grapes and he can't find grapes. So that's a whole skit he does. It wasn't his show, but he helped make it. There's like a luchador guy who flies into a violent fit of rage when he sees a number 2 pencil. That's a great one. Basically, I just set you guys up on how to spend your weekend. Look up Channel 101 and just watch everything Dan Harmon's attached to. There's the whole thing about skeletons taking over the world, and it's nothing but skeleton puns. Fucking great. Great shit. But anyway, I'm done. I digressed. I'm drunk, and you got me talking about Dan Harmon. Sorry.
Not drunk enough.
Yeah. Yeah. The takeaway from this is that stop trying to cancel people because you don't agree with them. If what they're saying isn't actually horrendous, it's just, I don't agree with that, then leave them the fuck alone. They probably make great shit if you fucking put your politics aside for 10 minutes and just enjoy something.
You know what, Addy? I think you would be very interested in a certain thing. Do you ever go into New York City?
What's that?
I know you're in the area. Do you ever go into New York City?
I'm about 40 minutes north of the city by train. I've only been about 3 times. I don't really like it. The city's not for me.
Okay.
There's a cool.
Well, I'm just saying.
I like the Broadway scene, and I like the comedy clubs, but
there's a
I don't like the city.
There's a comedy club. There's a comedy club called The Stand,
I know of it. Yep.
and every Tuesday there's a live podcast that goes on there called the Legion of Skanks.
Oh,
I'm
no,
aware.
Jim.
I'm aware.
Addy, I think you'd really like to go in there. I'm pretty sure admission is free.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling sometimes like they'd bring me on stage to tell my fucking stories of when I was a cam whore.
yeah, maybe. Who knows?
But no, fucking. But yeah. No, sorry. Carry on. Carry on.
It's Bar. Could you maybe try to think of a good episode for Addie to listen to? Because I can't think of a really good one right now.
I mean, you might as well show them the Halloween special or the Thanksgiving one.
Yeah, those were both very good.
Those
Yeah,
are
one of the hosts of the show gets a gun shoved up his butt during the Halloween special.
Oh wow.
Like a real gun.
It
'Cause
lost
he
a
lost a basketball
basketball
game.
That's an episode of Bible Black. That's a fucked up episode of Bible Black.
Is it?
Yeah. If you don't know what Bible Black is, Google's right there.
If you don't know what Bible Black is, go to Pornhub.
Yeah.
There's plenty of it on there.
Yeah, please be 18 plus.
Please note that we are an NC-17 podcast.
Yeah. Bible Black only is my shit. There's a lot of bondage in that one. But anyway, I digress. A prime example, I can name someone who I absolutely loathe and test for their personal opinions, but helped bring one of my favorite fictional characters to life. And that character is Vanellope von Schweetz. And the actress...
Oh, Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, Sarah Silverman. I cannot fucking stand that bitch. She is a dumb, stupid cunt. But I love her work.
Let me stop you right there.
Yep.
I have a buddy who's an audio engineer and is friends with Sarah Silverman. So I got to hang out with her and just get drunk.
All right.
Totally fine in person.
Oh, I'm sure.
Is garbage.
Yeah, fair enough. Granted, as someone who does not know her person, know her, state workers marking the pavement for digging up power lines, and then being like, "These are anti-Jewish Nazi symbols outside my apartment." Like that kind of.
I'm still debating because that was like peak anti-SJW times.
Yeah.
I'm still debating whether or not that was a joke.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I didn't really look into it much. In fact, I didn't pay much attention to it. But the only other thing I really have against her was the way she did that comedy club dirty.
Who?
Which comedy club? Like, how? Like, explain that story because I haven't heard this one.
Okay, so I don't know the name of the comedy club off the top of my head, but I'm sure someone in the chat might remember it. This was again during peak anti-SJW shit. What had happened was she did a set at a comedy club, and then either she got kicked out for disorderly conduct, or she got into a fight with the venue's owner beforehand. But she went to Twitter and social. I got kicked out because they're like a sexist or like an anti-Semite or something, and I'm not getting paid, and I was promised this, and like I turned down this other gig so I could play here, and I was doing them a fucking favor by playing this.
That time when she said she wasn't paid, but she was actually paid.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I can. Yeah, I can't defend that. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plus a bunch of other like here and there stories from the industry that I've heard about her that I won't go into.
All I'm saying is that hung out with her.
Yeah. Her Yeah,
and
her.
hanging out, but her public persona is garbage.
I was. Yeah,
totally agree with that.
I'm just gonna say all I know of her is her persona, and it really put me off her as a person. So I'm sure if
Yeah,
I met
that's fine.
her and got to know her personally, it'd be a different story. Because I'm all about that.
I
If I think like you're a trash bag in person, or like because of your persona that you portray out to the world, or the way the media spins you, that's one thing. If I meet you like behind scenes at a show or whatever, and we're chill, then that's cool. All let bygones be bygones. But
yeah,
yeah,
I
all I
I
know of her is her public
I'm in
persona,
the
and it did not leave a good taste in my mouth.
yeah. I'm in the same boat.
Don't
Hated
make the
her
joke,
public
Mar. Shut up.
persona. Hated her public persona.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine, he's a local at the same local bar I go to, which is just an obscure dive bar. And
Hmm.
and she came and hung out, and I really appreciated that.
Hmm.
And we had a really good time. But I didn't hang out with her long enough to really know what she thinks. I'll put it that way.
Hmm.
And I still hate her public persona, but I always remember that was a really fun night.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Like I try not to pass judgment too hard on people. I only know what I know about you, so and I haven't
Oh,
seen a whole lot of ingratiating factors to her personality other than her performances in films that I enjoyed her in.
yeah.
But yeah,
By the way, Larry, thanks for the 1,500 biddies.
yeah, Larry, you the real.
Little
15
Cinderella.
bucks.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah. What? We're
appreciate you.
talking about setting up Streamlabs, so
Yeah.
we'll get there. Anyways,
Not-
yes. Yeah. Her public persona is absolute garbage. I don't like it.
She has a public persona.
It frustrates me. Well, she's a public person.
Yeah, but I thought her public persona was the same as her private one. She's a insufferable cunt.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Jables here has met her, so
Yeah, she was totally cool with all the Jew jokes I was making. So
yeah.
Wait, who is it we're talking about again?
I made
Sarah Silverman.
Sarah Silverman.
Oh, I was thinking of God, I can't even remember
Rachel
that.
Dolezal?
Not
Wow,
Rachel
are all
Dolezal.
Jews
Semi-famous
the same
person I've met.
Huh?
I've partied with Rachel Dolezal.
Wow, are you fucking kidding me, Jables?
Yeah, he's joking on that
No,
one.
she's no, I'm not joking on that one. She's from Spokane.
Oh, God.
That's where I
Oh.
grew up. Like,
So,
I thought you were
What the
talking
fuck?
about
What the fuck?
Amy, what's her face?
Amy Schumer?
oh, Amy
That one.
Schumer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's
I
an
don't know about
insufferable
her.
cunt.
Here's the thing. I don't know, like, thing one about Amy Schumer's personal, like, life. All I know is I don't like what she does as a craft. Her comedy is fucking terrible. I'm sorry. Like, I know that's subjective. A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't. I cannot
Please-
I can't listen to her stuff.
Yeah.
Like-
Please reference episode like 75,
Something
where
like that.
no, it's earlier than
Good
that.
night, Larry.
It's like 50 something, where I reviewed her comedy special on the show.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
No fucking thanks.
Sitting through that was painful, and we didn't even watch it.
Was that-
I
Was that,
watched it a
You
second time
did?
without you guys. I watched it a second time without you guys because I wanted a more objective.
Oof,
view
why?
on it. Nah.
Okay.
Because I take comedy seriously.
Yeah, fair enough.
As weird as that is.
Yeah.
It's
That
not
was a
funny to anyone, Canuck.
Yeah, Canuck,
that
for
was
those
also
who
the
can't
leather
see
special.
the chat. Yeah, for those who can't see
Oh.
the chat, Canuck just said she makes jokes about her stinky vagina. That's not funny to me. Same. It's like,
That's
and
fine.
that's fine. I don't care if you're like a female or male comedian and you're like, I'm gonna make a genitalia because I'm a slut or I'm gross or whatever. That's fine. You do you, like whatever like material you come up with. That's fine. But it seems to me like that's her whole shtick. You know, and like
Yeah.
I can't get past that. I'm not.
Well,
I'm sorry.
her funniest bits during her last special was stuff that her husband did,
Yeah,
and
basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, Crab, you missed a perfect opportunity to say Amy Moomer is a cow. So.
There you go.
Amy
Ladies,
Shamu.
ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived.
Amy Shamu. Ooh, I like that one too. Yeah.
Mama's so fat she got baptized at SeaWorld.
Oh.
She's not a cow, she's a whale. There's a difference.
Oh.
She looks weird skinny though. So, you know, there's that.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the moral of the story. Sometimes people suck on social media, but if you actually look into the thing they do as a job, they tend to be pretty good. Amy Schumer aside, they tend to be pretty good.
Hmm.
Uh, Opinions while we're on the subject of Seth Rogen. I don't find the guy funny. I
Some of the
feel
stuff
like,
he's in I find funny, but like
get this, like I listen to a lot of podcasts that Seth Rogen's been a guest on. Like, okay, so
Oh.
there's this website called Earwolf. I'm giving shout outs left and right, by the way. I'm sorry. There's this
Yeah.
website called Earwolf, and my favorite podcast on Earwolf is called How Did This Get Made with Paul Scheer and Jason Mantzoukas. And they have Seth Rogen on a lot. And on a podcast, Seth Rogen's fucking funny as shit. Why can't he bring that energy to the silver screen?
What are you talking about? Pineapple Express was a great movie.
yeah, he's very
Freaks and Geeks was my favorite.
situationally
Yeah,
funny.
okay, I'll give him Pineapple
Uh,
Express.
yeah, and Freaks and Geeks, one of my favorite series of all time. Played that part
Okay,
perfectly.
can't talk shit. Haven't seen Freaks and Geeks, so I can't talk shit on them there.
Knocked Up was pretty good.
I did not like Knocked Up.
Knocked Up I enjoyed.
I did not like Knocked Up.
Wait, Addy, hold on 1 second. I missed something. Did you say you've never seen Freaks and Geeks?
I had not seen Freaks and Geeks. I don't watch
Oh.
shows. I don't watch shows, and that's not because I don't like watching
That's-
shows. It's because I do not have the time. I work like 11 to
That's-
14 hours a day during the week,
There's
and I have to
only-
I have to fit all of my free time hobbies into Saturday and Sunday. So I'm not going to sacrifice things I do I like doing much more than watching a show to watch a show. So
there's only one season. But it's a really good show.
Yeah, I trust you. If I find the time, I'll check it out.
It's another Fox failed to keep it on air series.
It's one of those things where it was probably a really good show, but was killed by a time slot.
It was killed by Fox.
Yeah, it
not even a time slot. Fox. They have a habit of killing good shows in their first season.
Killed by the outdated, archaic Nielsen rating system, which doesn't even matter anymore because TV anymore.
So, I got a letter in the mail asking if I was willing to become a Nielsen house.
Oh.
Like, why the fuck would I care?
Family?
Huh?
Yeah. You gotta get a box.
You're gonna become a Nielsen family?
No, I'm fucking. I got rid of my TV, so what do I care?
Yeah, you're a cord cutter.
Did they actually?
Addy, okay, so Freaks and Geeks is a show that was made in the late '90s that's based in the mid '80s.
Okay.
And it was Judd Apatow's first series.
Oh shit!
And
I like that stuff. Yeah.
And it has Seth Rogen, James Franco, I can't remember his name right now.
So we're talking '90s Seth Rogen and '90s James Franco.
Yeah, and what's his name, dude from Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Jason Segel.
Yeah,
Jason Segel. Linda Cardellini, who also played Velma in Scooby Doo.
You know she's
the hottest Velma.
I real quick.
Yes.
Linda Cardellini is the aunt of one of someone my sister went to school with, so she's actually been in the same car as her.
Wow, we've got.
So
all
you're
kinds of
saying I have a
Halloween
chance?
If what I'm saying is that there's no chance in hell I'm introducing you.
Ha!
Mostly because
Also-
I've never met her myself.
Yeah, had Linda Cardellini and bunch of good actors in there, and it was like right when they were all getting their start. Oh yeah, Bussy Phillips. Yep.
Thank you, Canuck.
Yeah.
Thank you, Crab, by the way, for linking the eye.
Yeah.
Who,
So
Boosie or Linda? Canuck. Who's your crush on?
oh, Linda. Oh, Canuck. Oh, really?
Canuck's got a thing
Like,
for Boosie Phillips.
Yeah, he's into blondes.
Bruh.
Linda.
All I'm gonna say is looking at Bussy Phillips, the only thing I can think is biceps and shoulders. Like her body type fucking works for her. But Canuck, if you like wide shoulders, bruh, hit me up.
There's something about her face that I don't like.
Yeah.
It's not like she's not pretty or anything.
She's definitely an
toothy.
attractive individual. I just don't find her attractive.
She's toothy.
Yeah.
She's got like hella prominent teeth. That's fine.
No, that's not it, because
That's the thing that stands out to me.
yeah, nothing to do with the teeth.
She looks like a fucking high elf.
By the way, if you look at the full cast of Freaks and Geeks, you see that a majority of them went on to do a bunch of other shit.
No.
I could see why
Like
she'd do it for people. And I'm gonna look up pictures of Linda Cardellini.
Of course.
Try not to masturbate. We're
A
on
nightly
air.
ritual, my dude. And
Too
by
late.
the way, yes, the hottest Velma. Like I already like even as a kid watching Scooby Doo, even though I wasn't allowed to watch Scooby Doo, watching it at friends' houses.
All right, I forgot you're from a
I
weird
was always
religion.
more into. Yeah, I was always more into Velma in the first place because she wasn't a fucking bimbo.
I don't understand the Daphne love, dude. Like Velma is like
I never got it either.
Velma's
She's
better.
chill, she's down
Flat
to
out.
earth.
Yeah,
Like
let's be real. Like even like back in the was it the 60s when Scooby started? Like late 60s? Fucking dude. Like even back then people understood that like the nerds were the fucking straight up freaks, you know? And like Velma, let's be real, with that fucking figure, she was a MILF in the making. Like how anyone could pick Daphne over Velma just baffled me. And I'm a fucking gay man, dude, and I can see this shit from space. Like, bruh, if you pick Daphne over Velma, you're like, you gotta there's some like life.
Well, on top of that, Velma always had bigger tits too.
Like she got the tits, she got the hips, she got she got that cute ass bob cut, she got the specs, she got freckles, dude, she got knee socks. What the fuck?
She was styling.
She was fucking stacked, dude. What the fuck does Daphne got? Money? Come on.
We're a weird group, aren't we?
Funny. And Daphne's just a dumbass bimbo piece of shit.
Well, hold on. Put the brakes on this fucking train because Crab just put me in a corner here. Crab said, I picked Daphne over Velma just because Daphne was always getting captured by the villains. Bruh, let me tell you, when I was a kid, I wanted nothing more than to be Gadget Hackwrench, Penny Gadget, April O'Neil. I got interested in bondage from a mega early age, and it's because of cartoons like fucking Scooby Doo.
Well, I'd pick April. I'd pick April O'Neil over
So-
fucking Daphne any day.
So,
Because at
so,
least
so, Crab, you got me there.
Daphne doesn't have a personality. So
Here's the thing, too.
forget about Daphne.
Here's the thing, too. April O'Neil was fucking fearless. Like, there was literally an episode where she gets captured by Bebop and Rocksteady because she fucking, like, sees Shredder and them going into some kind of, like factory or whatever, and she calls into the Turtles and be like, yo, I just saw Shredder and his cronies go into this building. I'm going to go try to get a scoop because I'm trying to get a leg up because I'm a working woman, bro, in the fucking 80s, and I'm trying to make a career for myself. And, like, Donatello or some shit is like, yo, April, don't, wait, hold up, let us get there first. And her response is, okay, I won't wait. And she goes in and gets fucking captured because she's all about making that fucking money, dude. And she's about making a name for herself as a reporter. I got respect for that. Also, on the down low, she a freaking likes getting tied up. Let's be real.
Mm.
And also, she's the first cartoon character I ever experienced that had exposed cleavage. Like, for real. That yellow jumpsuit? What the fuck was that, dude? Like, this is a kid's show. What are you doing? To be fair, though,
Yeah.
as someone who grew up with the original comics, that comic series had no business being a kid show.
Yeah.
There's also there's a lot of weird things that happen in cartoons during like the 70s, 80s, and 90s
Hmm.
that people are attributing to people's kinks nowadays.
All I'm gonna
Like
say,
there's
Okay.
there's a big thing for quicksand porn
oh yeah, okay. So say what you're gonna say
nowadays.
because I've got a fucking tangent that I might fall down. That I want
Okay.
to bring up.
There's a big thing for quicksand porn. There's a
Hmm.
big thing for bondage, like tying people up was a big thing in cartoons.
Yep.
And then when it comes to furries, there's Lola Bunny from Space Jam.
I mean, yeah, that's more for like the mid '90s kids. Like I grew up in the
Yeah.
late '80s, so Turtles was more my thing.
I don't know.
So you
Happens.
like the hard shell?
I didn't say I was into the Turtles. I said I wanted to be April. 'Cause April got-
Cowabunga it is.
Yeah, cowabunga it is.
Yeah, she was
fucking-
into turtles.
So my
I like turtles.
side was again since I'm in a fucking signal boosting mood tonight. I want to shout out one of my favorite channels, which is a channel called Saber Spark. All right, and that's Saber with ER, not RE for those. Saber Spark. He's an anime. Well, he doesn't do animation, but he like reviews cartoons. He's got this whole thing called "What the Hell Is," where he talks about like weird fucking cartoons from like foreign countries and shit. But he did a whole thing about Totally Spies and the French Canadian. is it French Canadian or just French? The studio that made shows like Totally Spies and Winx Club and all that shit. And how Totally Spies was straight up a not even low key like fetish farm. This cartoon has bondage, inflation, transformation, force feeding, tentacle, hypnosis. Every episode is like another DeviantArt fetish.
Well, you need
It's like
to
fucking
expose.
stop, bro.
You need to expose the kids to all sorts of kinks so they don't kink shame people.
Like
later on.
when I was a kid, the damsel in distress trope was the number one thing. Like throughout the '80s in cartoons, damsel in distress, like
you're
girls
saying
getting
Sarkeesian's a kink
kidnapped and
shamer.
tied up. That was like the number one fucking thing in cartoons. There was always like a girlfriend or like a snooping reporter or like a fucking femme fatale that would get kidnapped and tied up, and like that was the number one fucking. That's why my generation produced so many fucking fetish kids. Like so many bondage fetishes came out of my generation because of shit like TMNT, Rescue Rangers, shit, Scooby Doo. But like going into the '90s and the early Totally Spies, and that just like shit got wild, man. What the fuck? Watch his video on Totally. Watch Saber Sparks' video on Totally Spies. It will change the way you look at cartoons. It will fuck you up. And if you have kids, you will probably start using like the parental locks on your TV and shit.
Yeah. That's like one reason. There were a lot of cartoons I wasn't allowed to watch as a kid. Wasn't allowed to watch
And you
Animaniacs.
saying-
Wasn't allowed to watch Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a serious Saturday we need to have.
Cartoons.
Oh yeah, talking about cartoons and shows that I wasn't allowed to watch.
Oh
And just in general, shows that had like an effect on us growing up, like films and cartoons and shit that we watched as kids during our formative years that definitely guided us in our development.
no. That fucked you up, you mean?
Well, not always, because like, one of my big passions is
my love
aviation.
of bondage actually helped me pay my rent in the early 2010s. So I can't talk shit on that.
Like, it's not. It's also not stuff that necessarily fucked us up. Because one of my big things is I really like aviation. Like, it's one of the reasons I became a crew chief when I joined the Marine Corps, or I wanted to become a crew chief when I joined the Marine Corps.
Tell me you watch SWAT Cats.
I did not watch as much of it as I wish I had, but I did watch it. But it was Tailspin.
Oh hell yeah! Higher
Yeah,
for higher. Yep.
Tailspin. I think that's
Fuck
I think
yeah.
that's a huge part of it.
Yep. Yep. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to be so bad. Like right around the time that Tailspin came out, I was starting to realize that I wished I was a girl instead of a boy. This would later lead on to me thinking I was trans in my later years. I'm not. I just like dressing up. But Rebecca Cunningham was like my first role model, I think. Like she was this, like yeah, she's portrayed as kind of like an overbearing bitch in the show, but she's a successful business owner with like an absolute fucking lazy oaf as her main employee, a fucking, let's be real, a drug addicted psychopath as her lead mechanic.
Wait, what show is this?
Tailspin.
Okay.
It's a Disney cartoon from, was it the late 80s or the early 90s?
I think it was the mid 80s. It's on Disney Plus though.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
God, this really is shill night.
Yeah.
Whatever. Get Disney Plus. Again, put your politics aside. Disney Plus is the one streaming platform that's actually worth your money. Whatever your opinions on Disney, if you want a way to kill time, they got fucking DuckTales, they got Tailspin. They got
I have
the best
DuckTales
shit.
on my watch list.
Yeah.
Actually, well, let's see. I've got The Mandalorian on my watch list because it's The Mandalorian. But
goddamn right.
God damn it! I just want my watch list. I don't want Rebels popping up. What the?
Yeah. I don't care about Star Wars. I'm sure it's great, but I don't care about Star Wars.
I like Star Wars, but I got Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, Willow, Flight of the Navigator, The Rocketeer, Gravity Falls, Star Wars Rebels, Boy Meets World, Clone Wars, and The Mandalorian.
Let me tell you about fucking Darkwing Duck.
Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck.
I love that show.
Darkwing Duck is the show that made me appreciate puns as an art form. That fucking show. I don't remember his name. Villain on Darkwing. He's like an electric villain. He's got like a battery on his back. He's got like a D battery on his back and like a fucking like electrical plug on his head. There was this whole episode where it was nothing but puns. And like Darkwing Duck is fighting this fucking villain, and he calls in this guy driving a fire truck, but the truck actually shoots fire because it's a fire truck. And I just remember as like a 9-year-old, funniest fucking shit. And because the whole episode is pun after pun after pun after pun, it just instilled in me like a love. Like I know most people fucking hate them, but puns are an underappreciated art form. I think a lot of people hate them I think a lot of people hate puns because they have a really that only knows really shitty puns and forces them.
Yeah, so when it comes, puns used to be the highest form of comedy. I learned that from the show True Blood. Um,
Wow. Wow, Jables. You just ruined whatever the fuck you're gonna say next, right?
Yeah. So, no, but puns used to be the highest form of comedy. That's why I'm still a big supporter of puns. But there's so many shitty ways to do puns. It became like puns have been coming back over the last year or two. So,
Not if you talk to my sister. They never left.
Oh.
Exactly. Just never mind.
Yeah, you're not gonna
Jables,
get to talk to her, Jables. Specifically, when you come down this way for the wedding, you're not talking to my sister, Jables.
Why not?
You know why not.
Why not?
You
You've
know
met
why
me in
not.
person. I'm actually a really quiet, nice person in person.
You
Like,
already
quiet
know
isn't
why not,
easy.
Jables. Don't bullshit me.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you think I'm gonna try to fuck your sister?
No. That's not an
Oh,
issue.
you don't want her to know about the degeneracy that you get into online?
She's my sister. You think I don't talk about that shit in person? You've met
Then
me.
I honestly
How
don't know
much
why.
how much degeneracy do I talk about in person?
None.
That's a lie.
You're around online friends every time I've met you in person, so I don't really know. I don't know how you act around like normies.
Whoa, he dropped the N bomb.
Oh.
No, Eddie, we talked about Nigerians earlier.
And we always ask the Star of David question.
Star of question.
There is no Star of David question.
Fuck.
There's a Star of David essay.
How has a random Twitch mod not like bebopped his way into our fucking show? And they're like, "Yo, these guys are fuck."
No, Addie, it's because we're very careful about our language. That's why I phrased it that way.
I'm not. I'm a fucking
You're not.
ticking time bomb.
No, but
Bar's not even trying tonight.
Who?
Yeah, Addie, if you were crossing the line, I'd let you know. But like we've been within Twitch TOS this entire time.
If I was crossing the line and you let me know, I still wouldn't stop. You know.
Except if you're crossing the
Yeah,
road.
but I
Oh,
have the
yeah,
ability
well, I
to
don't
mute
expect
you
you
on
to.
stream.
Yep. That's the whole thing. You know, like I can say whatever offensive shit I want. Rimshee can just press the mute button. I won't even know until I watch the VOD, which I don't watch the VOD because I don't care.
I don't want to know how many times they mute me.
I do this show.
Listen to every show.
I usually do this show completely plastered. So sober me does not dare watch the VOD. If sober me ever watched the VOD, I would demand half the fucking channel be deleted.
Huh.
Aww.
No, you wouldn't.
I love how Addie thinks she can make demands.
Hey.
Wow, this is.
Addie, I've re-listened to every episode.
Wow, you are brave.
Yeah, I'm just trying to fix my ums and ahs and be able to speak better.
Hey,
bro, your tolerance for cringe. Holy shit.
Hey, come next month, I will be able to speak better.
Ooh.
I'm getting my tongue snipped.
Is that for like a sex reason or?
No, I am literally tongue-tied. That little bit of flesh that ties your tongue down to the bottom of your mouth, it goes literally to the tip of my tongue. So.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! I didn't know you were a sideshow freak. That's awesome.
It's so bad that my dentist is surprised I can talk as well as I can.
That's fucking disgusting. You're
Oh
gross and
my
should be
God.
ashamed.
Do
Oh my
you think
God.
that's why you're dyslexic?
No.
What the? What?
Oh.
So what happens when they take away what? No, what
People
happens
are
when they take
dyslexic because they're
away
retarded, not
Rimshee's
because they can't.
handicap?
Sorry, what was that part?
What's gonna happen once they take away Rimshee's handicap? Is he just gonna become like super eloquent?
I've got several
Oh,
others.
he has
Don't
other
worry.
handicaps.
Oh,
Yeah.
Here, Addy, check the live
look.
show.
No,
Oh, wait.
like
Holly
legit.
might be.
Like, all I'm gonna say is this: like, I'm fucking jealous of Mrs. Rimshee right now because, like, Rimshee getting this procedure done is like when Krillin dropped the weighted, or not Krillin, when fucking like Piccolo drops like the weighted clothing off in DBZ. It's like fucking Rimshee's pussy game is gonna be on fucking point, dude.
I have no
Exactly,
comment on
exactly.
what it is now.
Dude.
Ooh.
Rick. Well, Miss Rimshee's yelling might not be so much anymore.
Well, might be a lot more. You don't know.
It might be for a different reason. You don't know.
Yeah.
All right, checking
That's
live
just a
show.
theory.
Oh wow, that's fucking disgusting, Rimshee.
It's not quite that bad,
Fucking
but
sort yourself out, dude. Wow. You should be ashamed and disgusted by that.
Jeez, Eddie, talk about being judgy.
I'm just being real, you know, like God makes us all in his image.
except the
You know,
freaks.
except for people like Rimshee.
What are you saying?
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm fucking trash, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
You think you're
fucking
brave?
three
I'm doing this shit sober.
Wow.
I get
Why?
to remember.
Why?
I don't know.
Because sociopaths have a very low quotient of shame
Fair enough.
or regret.
Fair enough.
Oh, so I'm not a sociopath. Okay, good to know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Don't. Oh, by the way, everybody in the audience, don't worry. The main show's going to be starting in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, let's move on to this article. You want it, or do you want me to have it, Jables?
I'll be right back. I
Huh?
need this again.
Do you want this next article?
Oh,
Okay.
you can go for it.
All right. Trump appoints old pal Kevin McAllister as new DHS secretary.
If only.
Oh.
I mean, it would have to be Homeland Security. Get it fucking right.
Washington. Yeah, it would be. After the resignation of Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kirsten Nielsen, President Trump was quick to appoint a replacement, 10-year-old Kevin McAllister. This kid knows how to defend a home, Trump told the press, referring to 2 incidents when the child was stranded without his parents and had to defend himself from burglars with a series of makeshift traps. During the second time, when McAllister found himself alone in the city of New York, yeah, traps, surrounded by traps, baby, Trump met the child and quickly became friends with him after hearing how he hit a burglar in the face with a paint can. I bet he suffered a traumatic brain injury, Trump said, laughing about the incident. Trump explained to the press that McAllister would use his knowledge of home defense to protect the entire American homeland. Rig a number of traps at every border. Terrorists, drug cartels, poor people looking for work. They're all going to get hit with paint cans. Trump proclaimed, "You try to mess with America, brick to the face. You sneak drugs into the country, blowtorch to the head. You attempt to blow up a landmark, BB gun to the groin. It's going to be hilarious." The press had a number of tough questions about the practicality of defending the entire country with booby traps. When they went to McAllister's office to ask him questions, though, they heard through the door what sounded like a gangster firing a Tommy gun. They all ran, hearing the gangster call them filthy animals as they fled. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's why Macaulay Culkin was coming up.
Ah.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Oh. Alright. You want The Office?
Do I want The Office?
Yeah.
The Office. Oh. Yeah, cool office allows dogfighting.
Oh boy, I'm out.
San Francisco. Tech startup Amped Ventures announced on Tuesday that in an effort to cultivate a fun company culture, their Bay Area office now allows dogfighting. When drafting our company values, it was important for us to create an environment in which the well-being of our employees came first. What better way to convey that than by allowing them to bring their dogs to the office to freely roam around, get pats, and challenge other pups to battle? Said CFO Christy Sawyer. Just hearing the barking and howling coming from the conference room where a pup is taking some annoying chihuahua to task can really help you through an afternoon slump. Executives believe the company policy ratified several months ago with the scheduled rollout this week will help break the monotony of the day and improve the overall mood of the office. Maybe you're on a strict deadline or dealing with a difficult client. It's virtually impossible to feel stressed when you've got some sweet, floppy-eared, wet-nosed little fellow rolling around at your feet, absolutely mauling a Shiba Inu or a Labradoodle from the first floor, said Sawyer. It's been proven that having pets around the office alleviates anxiety. And frankly, I'm surprised more workplaces don't allow dogfighting. Although most expressed enthusiasm for allowing dogfighting at the office, Human Resources Director Hannah Cohn admitted she was hesitant to agree to the new policy at first. I worried that all the barking might cause a disruption or affect productivity around here, but the dog's presence seemed to be a welcome distraction, said Cohn. Sure, we have the occasional territorial marking on the carpet or knocked over trash can, but the owners know they're responsible for cleaning up any blood stains or debris. Imagine working in some stuffy. Now, I can't imagine working in some sort of stuffy corporate office where you don't have little fur babies playfully ripping each other's ears off outside the supply closet. Indeed, Sawyer noted that the arrangement has been positive for her team and sees it as a real win-win as long as everyone is using their time wisely and being smart with their bets.
This sounds like they
Bets
probably
are
got
key.
Michael Vick to consult, but I'm not surprised
boy.
it's in California.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
sorry, I got distracted for a second.
That happens.
Yeah. You know what though? With all of that, in that article, that satire article that I've been trying to go through for like the last 3 weeks.
Right.
Hi, I'm back.
We've been your Lesser Saints of Discord. Your one and only pre-show to Late Night Saints. Please stick around while we go and raid
Yeah,
the
I gotta
the other channel.
do some stuff first,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll be
Yeah,
raiding
that's
here in
fine.
a little
I'm
bit.
still close enough. Be sure to check us out next weekend, next Friday, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have a bunch of the articles that we didn't go over this week that we
A
will go over
bunch.
next week, and maybe tune in for Serious Saturday, which
Hey.
would which is going to include old cartoons and TV shows that I wasn't allowed to watch, but watched anyways because I had friends.
Yeah, you want to
Fuck
do
yeah.
that next weekend? We'll figure out what weekend.
Well, follow me on Twitter to be updated on whenever we go live, whether it be a serious Saturday or our normal time.
Right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Sweet. Everybody have a good night. I love you.
Yeah, well, we're rating in like 3 seconds, so you can stick around.
Yeah.
Rating now.
I'll be in the chat.